Am I the meanest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the prettiest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Pawn's drunk.
Well, who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
Who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
I can't hear you.
Pawn's drunk. AKA Mr. Moonshine himself.
Of Harlem.
Dímelo, mi gente. Que lo que? You already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself, aka el adobo, el sazón, el borracho, el pastor de boxeo. Man, there's a celebration going on in the sport of boxing, man. There's a celebration going on Twitter boxing, YouTube boxing. Canelo Alvarez left PBC. Die, Al Haymon, die. PBC is gone. PBC is broke. PBC got no money. Canelo Alvarez back with Eddie Hearn. He's going to the zone. He wants Edgar Berlanga. He wants Haymon. Is that the celebration? Ladies and gentlemen, is that the celebration? Is that the party? Is that the la festividades? Huh? I don't know, man. It seems like a lot of people happy. A lot of people say they vindicated. Shout out to Rick Glazier. Rick Glazier was reporting that this was going to come through fruition. Got to give him props. Shout out to Rebecca Glazier. But man, people are happy all of a sudden. I just don't get it. I just know. See, because I'm a little bit confused. I'm confused, y'all. I'm confused. And smashy the like button. I know most of the boxing fans, most of the boxing pundits, most of the boxing independent media, most of the boxing, or probably every boxing content creator wanted to see David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. Am I living in La La Land? Am I right or am I wrong? Did everybody wanted to see Canelo versus Benavidez? Am I right or am I wrong? I don't know, because to be honest, for the whole day, I just been confused. Do people hate PBC more than they love boxing? Or is it that people hated PBC so much that they want to see the fight with David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez, but they just don't want Al Haymon to pull the trigger. They don't want Al Haymon and PBC to present that fight to us because you hate Al Haymon. So you hate Al Haymon, so PBC so much, you celebrate that the fight that we all want to see may not or not come through fruition. See, now I'm going to say this. I would understand the party, the celebration, the I told you so parade, if the report was that Canelo Alvarez is leaving PBC because they couldn't secure the David Benavidez fight, but Eddie Hearn, True Boxing, could secure the David Benavidez fight and give Canelo Alvarez his guarantee and give David Benavidez his guarantee, and the fight will be taking place on the zone, on the Matchroom Boxing, or partner up with Canelo Promotions and Matchroom Boxing, and that's going to be Cinco de Mayo. Now, if that was the report, I'm celebrating with y'all. If that was the report, but that's not the report. So I just wonder, what is the celebration all about? What is the everybody celebrating on Twitter all about? Why everybody is circling around the tree, having a parade, holding hands because Canelo Alvarez left PBC report? Because Canelo Alvarez won the $35 million guarantee to fight Charlo. But I don't understand. Wasn't most of the boxing fans mad that PBC was willing to give you Jermall Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez? And then when y'all heard that, no, Canelo Alvarez was not going to be, and I'm just going by reports. Let's go by what's out there. Let's go by what's out there. And there's other reports saying that Canelo Alvarez wanted his $35 million guarantee to fight Jermall Charlo. There's reports saying that, well, PBC Al Haymon got the money, but for the Benavidez fight or the Munguia fight, right? That was another report. That Al Haymon is not willing to pull the not willing to put the fight, or not willing to give Canelo Alvarez his $35 million guarantee to fight Jermall Charlo. But most of the people didn't want Canelo Alvarez to fight Jermall Charlo. Everybody want Canelo Alvarez to fight David Benavidez, but PBC had the money for David Benavidez. But Canelo Alvarez says, no, I don't want it. Give me my $35 million. It's a 3-fight deal. I say Charlo 35, Charlo 35, and then maybe Benavidez. Common sense tells me that if Canelo Alvarez wanted to leave PBC, it's because he's not willing to fight David Benavidez. Because then you will fight David Benavidez. You're telling me that PBC doesn't have the money for David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez? Everybody has the money for Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez. The Excellency got the money for that. Golden Boy got the money for that. Eddie got the money for that. And Al Haymon got the money for that. Anybody, if you want, if Trilla could come and they got the money for that. NBA team got the money for that. Hey, yo, if Jay-Z want to put the fight, he got the money for it. Everybody got the money for Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez plus guarantee. The reason why Canelo Alvarez left PBC is because he's not guaranteeing them that he will fight Benavidez. So I don't know what's a celebration going on. Why is there a celebration? Why is there a fiesta? Why is there a party? Didn't you want to see David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez? And now you're celebrating because PBC left. He's broke. Time out. Let's talk about broke. Throughout the years, your boy Mr. Moonshine has been telling y'all folks, what's up, Eric Gomez? He said PBC only has guarantees, not deposit. Okay. Everybody got their own story, but all right. And Eric Gomes, you follow the channel. You follow the channel, my brother. There's another one. Robert said PBC is broke. Okay, PBC is broke. I remember that I get a lot of backlash on YouTube and on Twitter. And I know a lot of people, and I see a lot of people throw indirect shots when I was going at the boxing fans for being cheap, for being thieves, for being broke. I said, man, look, if y'all don't want to pay for, I'm going to give you an example. If y'all don't want to pay for Tim Tszyu versus Thurman, y'all don't feel like that's a pay-per-view fight, then go spend time with your significant other on a Saturday and with your kids. You don't got to rob nobody. How would you like it if somebody comes into your business, don't like your product, but still steal from you? You don't want nobody to steal from you. You guys will be the one that be like, I don't want to watch the fight. F that fight. PBC ain't ish. Pay-per-view ain't ish. That ain't worth pay-per-view. But then you fire stick it. You push your family to the side, you push your daughter to the side, your son to the side, and you pay attention to the product that you never felt that it was worth it, but you wouldn't steal it. But anyway, and I used to call y'all broke. And then most of the people will come right back to me and be like, hey, yo, but Punch, it's not that it's broke, it's that's not worth for me paying for. It's not that we broke, Punch, drunk. It's that event is not worth for me paying for. I don't think it's worth it for me to pay. Stop trying to diss me and say that I'm broke. I ain't broke, Punch, drunk boxing. I just not willing to pay for it. I never asked for that fight. I never think that fight is valuable for me to come out my pockets and pay for Jermall Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez or any other PBC pay-per-view fight that I never asked for. It's not that I'm broke. Okay, as soon as Al Haymon start thinking like your broke ass, as soon as Al Haymon start thinking like your broke ass, you get mad at PBC. Al Haymon say he broke because he's not willing to pay for the fight that you don't like. He's not willing to pay anymore with the fight that you didn't want. And the only fight that PBC wanted to give Canelo his guarantee was for David Benavidez. So I'm going to ask again, folks. Come on, help me out here, folks. Help me talking to Ness with the title. So let me ask you again, folks. Let me ask you again. Are we celebrating that Canelo Alvarez left PBC to go and work back with Matchroom Eddie Hearn because Eddie Hearn has secured the fight that PBC couldn't make? Is that what it is, folks? Please tell me that's the celebration. Because trust me, I go with my pom-pom, I go with my balloon, I go with my piñata, bring it. As a matter of fact, I told abuela mía, vamos a hacer comida, que hay un party aquí mismito. Hey, hay sancoche, los chuletas, dame potato salad, y que puré de papa, de todo. Vamos, que hay un party en Twitter, hay un party en YouTube, que Canelo Alvarez se fue para Macho Boxing, Tazón, con Eddie Hearn, el gringuito de UK, y vamos a pelear a David Benavidez. Is that why we're celebrating? Please tell me that's why everybody is happy. Please, I'm begging you, please tell me that's the news. Because if that's not the news, then what Canelo Alvarez wanted to do, Al Haymon did not let him. If Canelo Alvarez wanted to sign that 3-fight deal and wanted to milk Al Haymon and PBC for the Jamal Charlo fight, and he said, nah, let's get this David Benavidez fight right now. Let's get this fight. No. Let's get this fight right now. Cinco de Mayo. We just had David Benavidez fighting Caleb Plant, Demetrius Andre, pay-per-view. You're both lined up for Cinco de Mayo. Please, Canelo Alvarez. This is right now. We are ready to give you the money, the guarantee. No. I want Jamal Charlo or no, me voy de aquí. If Canelo Alvarez left PBC, it's because he was never willing to fight David Benavidez. And probably when PBC said, felt that, they'd be like, nah, vete, we're not going to spend no money like that. Nah. Vete, yeah, vete. Yeah, I remember when Eddie Hearn recently in the interview said that he could secure the Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez. Mentira de él. ¿Por qué? Because he the one that says when Canelo Alvarez departed from Matchroom Boxing, he said, I can't do anything for Canelo Alvarez. You signed Edgar Berlanga before Canelo Alvarez signed the PBC. But no venga eso, Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn said, I don't have anything for Canelo Alvarez. But now he wants to promote and say he could get David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez. Why you ain't say that a long time ago with Eddie Hearn? Why you ain't said you could get Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez? Maybe if you could have said that, maybe he never would have gone to PBC. Mentira there again. But the thing is, y'all hate PBC so much and y'all hate Al Haymon so much that y'all willing to give Canelo Alvarez the super middleweight undisputed, a.k.a. Kingnelo, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Cashnelo, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. get the fuck out of here, man. I ain't no stupido around here. Ponte Tronqueo is no stupido. The reason why Canelo Alvarez left PBC right now is because he was not willing to fight David Benavidez, and PBC said, pues vete para la mierda y vete con Eddie Hearn, que yo no voy a pagar más dinero, ¿oíste? Yo no voy a pagar más dinero. Eso es lo que dijo Al Haymon. Al Haymon lo dijo. Yo, he's broke. ¿Qué broke? Usted tan loco, eh? Usted tan loco, eh? Why do y'all let stupidity mind F y'all because of y'all hate? Look. I'm going to say it like this. There's some people that I might not like, but I'm not going to be stupid. I would not let me disliking an entity, me disliking a person. I don't hate nobody. Hate is a strong word. To mind F myself. I would not devalue my intellect for nobody. And I hope you guys don't downgrade your intellect. Swallow your pride and your ego. The most disrespectful thing is when somebody is trying to insult your intelligence as a man. All right? As a man and a woman, do not let nobody insult your intelligence. Don't do that. Ustedes tienen muchachos, ustedes tienen hijos y hijas, ustedes tienen esposa, ustedes creen en Dios. Don't let your hate, don't let your dislike, let yourself downgrade your intelligence because you dislike a PBC or Al Haymon, a Canelo or David Benavidez, a Eddie Hearn or Edgar Berlanga or so ever. Don't do it. You too don't got the type of power. It is not worth it. Boxing is not worth it. Fighters are not worth it. Promoters is not worth it for you to downgrade your intelligence. Don't let these people in boxing mind fuck you. Put the fucking dedo with la vaselina. Y porque a ustedes les gusta, a ti te canta la vaselina. Dale la vaselina. Vaselina que le cante con ustedes. Because you let these people dry F you up your funky butthole. That's what it is. Por dejan de eso, mi hermano. Canelo, I'm a fan of Canelo Alvarez. I'm a fan of Canelo Alvarez. But that doesn't mean that Canelo Alvarez does everything right. That doesn't mean that Canelo Alvarez is honorable. Because I like Canelo Alvarez as a fighter, that doesn't mean he has any type of flaws. And he does. This is deja vu, and y'all don't even notice it. This is deja vu. What the hell are you talking about, Punch Run Boxing? Otra vez, que tú estás hablando, que tú eres un loco, tú bebes mucho licor. What are you talking about, Punch Run Boxing? What do you mean that this is deja vu? You mean that Canelo Alvarez has done it again? You mean that PBC has done it again? What are you talking about? This is deja vu. Canelo Alvarez, whether this is business in the sport of boxing, and sometimes the other side play the same thing. He said, quit cursing. Mira, Dios sabe cómo yo soy. Oíste. This is deja vu. Canelo Alvarez is on a power trip once again. Let's not forget how he landed with Eddie Hearn. When he's not honorable to a contract. And I'm not going to say that PBC was honorable to the $35 million guarantee, but this is deja vu. Let's take you back to memories lane. Let's take you back to memories lane. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. Where we at? Yeah, look at coño, eso me quilla a mí cuando haga eso. Eso me quilla. No era eso. Alvarez wants his contract to hold as is, meaning he will get paid his full amount per fight, which has been a point of contention between the parties, and he'll get to have a final say on his opponent. Until those aspects are worked out, the sport's biggest star, who is in his prime, will likely be sidelined. When was this? Does it sound familiar? Am I losing y'all? Does this sound familiar, or am I losing y'all? Because this seems like this is a current, this is like news right now. Alvarez wants his contract to hold as is, meaning he will get paid his full amount per fight, which has been a point of contention between the parties, and he'll get to have a final say on his opponent. Until those aspects are worked out, and sport's biggest star, who is in his prime, will likely be sideline. Is this deja vu? When did Canelo Alvarez and his team felt this way? It just seemed so relevant today. But this was when he was dealing with his stuff with Golden Boy Promotions. And it looks just like if he's talking about PBC David Benavidez. Isn't it? Hold on. Let me upload this. I don't know why it didn't upload again. I hate when that shit happens. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. No, please. Give me 1 second. Boom. Deja vu. Haymon, I'm sorry. Canelo Alvarez is at it again with his power trip, but let's take it back to the past. Canelo Alvarez has not changed. Remember when the people wanted to see Triple G, the trilogy? At the right time. I'm not talking about the last time. I'm talking about at the right time. A representative of the zone told ESPN before the lawsuit was filed that the company believed it would be getting the third chapter of the Canelo Triple G. Now, think about this, folks. Replace Triple G and add David Benavidez. If you know how to read between the lines, you know what I'm talking about, right? Believe it, beginning the third chapter of the Canelo Triple G rivalry during the Mexican Independence Day weekend in September. A traditional boxing spotlight they had fall on this weekend in both 2017 and 2018, with the both pay-per-view events producing more than 1 million buys each. For DAZN, this was going to be the 10th pole event that would be key to fortifying its subscribers base. While Golden Boy and DAZN were on board with the plan, it seemed that Alvarez was either not interested in completing the trilogy against Golovkin, or, as the lawsuit states, was simply in the dark. Canelo Alvarez back then said he did not want to face Triple G again. He said that he doesn't have to fight Triple G again, that chapter was closed. That chapter was closed. Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar de la Hoya, the Golden One, secured the richest contract for Canelo Alvarez, the richest boxing contract in the history of the sport of boxing. Y todavía Canelo Alvarez, when they say, pero you tú vas a pelear con Triple G. Pero yo no dije eso. But of course, man, DAZN is giving you this deal because, of course, there's the trilogy. Come on, Canelo. No, que yo no voy a pelear. Yo no dije eso. Who told me that? Ah, usted me engañaron, eh? I don't want to fight Triple G. Why the fuck you think that PBC gave Canelo Alvarez a 3-fight deal? It's to fight a David Benavidez in there. Canelo Alvarez says, no, dame el dinero for Charlo. This is not about PBC. This is about Canelo Alvarez. But because there's a lot of people that hate PBC and a lot of independent media, a bunch of YouTube hosts that got high traffic don't want to keep it real with you, but I'm going to keep it real. See, there's one thing that when I come across the Canelo Alvarez team, twice I've come across the Canelo Alvarez team and its people and its entourage. One time it was when I did the media work for Triple G, the last fight, Triple G trilogy, and Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G, the press conference in New York City in the Tao restaurant. And they was like, I was gonna interview Eddie Reynoso, but Eddie Reynoso didn't want to do an interview and stuff like that. And everybody was trying to get Canelo Alvarez and me. I'm still new to this. I'm to be honest, I'm street. I'm good with the one-on-one interview. I'm not with the hey, Canelo, miras, ¿qué tú crees de las peleas con David Benavidez? ¿Qué tú crees? I'm just not that type. I ain't a hustler like that in the media circuit. I talk to a person in the team. Can I get a one-on-one? You think I could get an interview with him at the end? And I'm like that. Sometimes I do it, but in media, everybody get in the same clip. It's no fun for me. You know what I'm saying? I like the one-on-one conversation. I like my questions. I don't want to be interrupted because, you know what I'm saying? Yo, my man, yo estoy hablando con ese tigre. ¿Y qué? Why you problem? Right? So I was talking to Canelo Alvarez team, and they was actually talking to me about couple YouTube hosts, right? YouTube channels. And they were like, hey, yo, Punch on Boxing, is they here? Yo, tú eres un loco, pero you know what they said? You're fair. No, it's one thing to criticize or to break down Canelo Alvarez and his fights, but there's one thing to disrespect Canelo Alvarez. And I was having a conversation with Canelo Alvarez people. Let me tell you like this: his peoples ain't normal. And what I'm talking about that, hey yo, they street. Canelo Alvarez had like eight Suburbans outside New York City and 16th Street. And let me tell you like this: them dudes ain't normal. You know. I ain't gonna say it, but anyway, you know that he just doesn't have regular security. That's all I have to say about that. Canelo doesn't have just regular securities. So I was chopping it up, and we was laughing because they feel like I'm funny, right? And they was like, but you're fair when you analyze it. And it's good to critique Canelo, but one thing that we would not accept is when you cross the line. One of them was talking to me in Spanish. I was talking to the other one in English and Spanish, and we were talking, you know what I'm saying? Most of them know English too. So I'm talking to them, and it was like, it's me, it's Eddie Reynoso, and for the Canelo Alvarez security team. Exactly. So they was actually looking for a couple YouTube hosts, and they say, I'm gonna say it like this. They said that certain people should be made an example of. Because there's one thing about critiquing Canelo Alvarez in boxing, but when you disrespect his family, disrespect his woman, disrespect his child beyond boxing, people have to be made an example of. Exactly the words que esta gente me dijeron a mí. I'm dead serious. I'm gonna say it like this. I don't swear. Y'all been on my channel. I don't want to be forced to swear. For y'all to believe me, these words, I swear to everything I love. They told me they was looking for a couple people, and they wanted to make an example of, because with Canelo Alvarez, I could respect if they critique him, but when you go after his wife and his children, and let's not forget, Canelo Alvarez take it serious. You know why he takes these things serious? Because his brother been kidnapped before. So as much as people want to say this is internet stuff, Canelo Alvarez takes it serious. I'm just letting y'all know what I've been told. What I've been told from his circle. He doesn't take these talking about his woman, talking about his children, talking beyond boxing, because he experienced something beyond boxing when it comes with his family. So everything he does take serious. He does take serious, or his team, maybe it doesn't reach Canelo Alvarez, but he has enough people that is everywhere. Yeah. All right. But anyway. So they like, so what I was going for this. So, So one thing that I admire about my work is that not everybody going to like what I'm saying, but I go everywhere. As soon as people see me, they will be like, yo, Fert Punch, you crazy Punch. Yo, I like your delivery. I like your channel. I like that you mix it in English and Spanish. I remember the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman was going to get an interview before he had a conference call with the president of Ukraine out there in San Antonio. And he said, what you do is different. There is not a lot of American Latinos. There is Latino. He said there is a lot of Latino channels. There is a lot of American media, but there's not a lot of people like you that can mix it English and Spanish, American Latinos. And I said, it's true. You know what I'm saying? It is true, right? And then he says, but you talk like you don't know everything. Mauricio Suleiman said, you don't know everything. There's things that you're not going to know. So I understand that some of the things that you may say is not going to be 100% right, because you're only going to know 50% of what's going on in the sport of boxing. Mauricio Suleiman said, you're only going to know 50% what goes into the sport of boxing. Basically, if I'm not in the business of boxing, I'm not going to know that other 50%. Another thing, Paco, the WBO president, told me out there in New York City in 30 She would have had a conversation while we were eating pizza with the WBC ambassador, told me that the boxing business is none of the fans' business. As we all know, we know that boxing has their business, and many people is not in that circle, but it's a small circle. But one thing I know is that I keep it fair. I keep it real. I keep it fair. I keep it real. I keep it fair. I keep it real. So what I'm saying, that if Canelo Alvarez left PBC, it's because he was not willing to face David Benavidez. Sometimes you got to check Canelo Alvarez. It's like I said, this has happened before. Let me read it again. Representative of the Zone told ESPN before the lawsuit was filed that the company believed they would be getting the third chapter of the Canelo Alvarez Triple G trilogy during the Mexican Independence Day weekend in September. A traditional boxing spotlight they had fought in this weekend in both 2017 and 2018, with both pay-per-view events producing more than 1 million buys each, 1.3 million, 1.1 million respectively. For the Zone, this was going to be a tempo event that would be key to fortifying the subscribers base. while Golden Boy and the Zone were bored with the plan. It seemed that Alvarez was either not interested in completing with the trilogy against Golovkin, or, as the lawsuit states, was simply in the dark. Everybody knows that deal that Canelo Alvarez signed with the Zone and Golden Boy Promotion, of course, had to have a trilogy with Triple G. Even the most naive mind knows that. The same way, if there was a PBC 3-fight deal, we all know that Canelo Alvarez, that a David Benavidez is in that type of deal, or that's the assumption. Of course, you think you're gonna sign a 3-fight deal with the Zone, and they're gonna give all that money to you, and there ain't gonna be no trilogy Triple G? Are you a dummy? Of course it would. Exactly the same thing. They're going to give you a 3-fight deal with PBC. You think ain't going to have no David Benavidez in it? Of course it is. But Canelo Alvarez wanted to milk these deals. And as soon as the Zone be like, come on, you got to face Triple G. What do you mean I gotta fight Triple G? Well, PBC is telling when let's just get this David Benavidez fight. We got the money right now for this David Benavidez fight. We got the money right now. We don't have time. Hey, yo, my man, look. We don't have time. Just think about it. If you was out Haymon and talking to Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, we don't have time. This is Amazon Prime deal. We just got this deal. We gotta hit a home run. Let's hit a home run. We only got two years on this Amazon Prime deal. The first fight is Tim Tszyu and Thurman, but of course we need that. Yo, how you think is PBC and Al Haymon pitching deals to Amazon Prime? How you think they pitching a deal? You don't think these other businessmen saw? Okay, you did what versus Jamel Charlo? You know what I'm saying? That shit wasn't even sold out. Nah. Let's get David Benavidez right now. I mean, it's all lined up. Canelo, no, let me get 35. No, dame mi 35 millones con Charlo. Quiero pelear Charlo. Let me get that fight and maybe I get Benavidez. No. No podemos gastar dinero así mimito. We need this fight ahora mimito, Canelo. We need it right now. Yeah, we need it right now. We got a 3-fight deal. You got to test it. We need it right now. We got to secure that you're going to fight. Manny Pacquiao got a 3-fight deal. They got Broner and what they gave him El Monstruo. No, te vamos del Monstruo, Manny Pacquiao. No, you're not just gonna come over here and we're just gonna throw all this money. You gotta fight Q from Tom Thurman. ¿Qué dice Manny Pacquiao? Like Manny Pacquiao, this is Manny Pacquiao. When Al Haymon said we're gonna give you Q from Tom Thurman in the second fight of the 3-fight deal, give it to me. Give me Keith Thurman, okay? I come here to work. I come here to fight. I come here to rumble. I am a gladiator. I'm a warrior. I don't block nobody. I don't duckity-duck nobody. I am Manny Pacquiao, the A Division World Champion. Fight 10 lineal, 12-time world champion, the ambassador, the senator, you're the humanitarian, the greatest karaoke singer of them all. I am Manny Pacquiao. Give me Thurman. Give me Spence. Give me everybody, okay? I am Manny Pacquiao. I ain't no scared no one. You give me that 3-fight deal, I get Broner, I get Thurman, and then I get Spence. Spence is a bitch. He had the eye injury. I was ready. I am Manny Pacquiao. Only if Canelo had the heart. I'm not going to say that Canelo don't have the heart, but I don't think he got Manny Pacquiao heart. I don't think that Canelo Alvarez got Manny Pacquiao hot. Manny Pacquiao had a 3-fight deal just like Canelo Alvarez going to PBC. And he got Broner. He got Thurman. And let's not forget that Manny Pacquiao was on his way to fight Spence. Give me everything. I say I come here for best. I don't waste no time. I'm Manny Pacquiao. I'm legend. I'm warrior. I'm gladiator. I am A Division World Champion. I scared of nobody. Nothing. I am Manny Pacquiao. Now you tell that bitch Canelo Alvarez to do what I do. You give me 3-fight deal. How much you want to bet? You give me 3-fight deal right now? I fight Bud Crawford. I buy and fight them all. I fight them all. This bitch Canelo going on to fight a David Benavidez. You give me 3-fight deal, I fight all of them. I love Canelo. I love Canelo. But as soon as Al Haymon figured out that Canelo was not interested in David Benavidez, and Al Haymon said, you think, Canelo, you think that you're going to milk me, huh? You think you're going to milk me? I ain't managing you. See, I get money for my fighters, but you ain't my fighter like that. Yeah, you Canelo, but I ain't submitting to you. I got this Amazon Prime deal based off you signing with us and us promising the David Benavidez Canelo Alvarez fight. As soon as Canelo said, no, dame mi 35 millones de pesos to fight Jamar Charlo. Oh, you want to fight Jamar Charlo? Chacal, come. Chacal. And that's what Al Haymon told Canelo Alvarez in the office. Canelo Alvarez don't want to fight David Benavidez. Y fuera de mi oficina. Y get the fuck out of here. Como tú le dijiste a Dimitri Andrei. Vete de la oficina. Get the fuck out of my office. Go back to Eddie Hearn y mámale el huevito de él. Get the fuck out of here. Le dijo Al Haymon a Canelo Alvarez. Y fuera. For the English people and my brothers, and my gringos that don't know nothing about Salvador Gigante, it was a great show. My Latinos get it. Shout out to Brian Guzman. Shout out to the Karate Kid. It was good. Smash that like button. Shout out to Guzman. Shout out to Karate Kid, one of the members of Punch Run Boxing. Brian Guzman, one of the members of Punch Run Boxing. Everybody, man, smash this like. Smash the like. Again, why the hell is everybody having, not everybody, why are people, now I want to read the chat. D-Wiz in the building, what's good, D-Wiz? D-Wiz in the building, what's good, D-Wiz? One of the members of Punch Run Boxing. If you haven't become a member of Punch Run Boxing, smash that link. It's in the pin. Canelo Alvarez leaves PBC. Let's be real. Everybody here, if y'all used to the YTBC, and I'm gonna say this right now, and I'm gonna say loud and clear. David con los 5 pesos de Super Chari Party K a comprar una pizza con soda. Hey! Bro, let's keep it real. Our PBC can't afford can't afford Canelo anymore. PBC don't got money like that anymore. Who is saying that? David, con la bandera de Puerto Rico. David. Listen to your boy, Mr. Moonshot, porque tú me respetas a mí, ¿verdad, David? David, tú me respetas. You respect me, right? You respect the Moonshot, huh? You respect el pastor de boxeo, Café Bustelo, right? Everybody, every single person in the boxing entities, the power plays. I'm talking about Al Haymon. I'm talking about Eddie Hearn. I'm talking about Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins. I'm talking about the excellency out there in the Middle East. David, my brother, everybody could afford Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. Everybody could afford it. Everybody is ready for it. And if they don't got the money, the full money, there will be investors knocking on the door like no other fight. There is money. The same thing I told the people. Let me tell you something about this boxing world. This boxing, you got dirty money, clean money. This is the gangster's playground. There's always money for Canelo Alvarez. But just like the analogy that I gave you, do you have money in your pocket right now Do everybody has money? Maybe there's some people broke, but I'm gonna give you this example. Do everybody right now in the chat got money to buy the pay-per-view of Tim Tszyu versus Keith and Tom Thurman? The question really is not that if you really do got the money, because I believe we all players out here, we all hard workers out here. We get that money for our family and our pockets and us to survive. Everybody in the chat doing their thing. Ustedes tienen trabajo, bueno, bon, or no? No, Rocky Rodriguez, tú tienes el dinero. The thing is that you're not willing to pay for it. Tú no quieres gastar tu dinero en eso. Eso es. It's not that you don't have the money. It's that you're not willing to spend for it. You're not willing to spend it. You understand what I'm trying to say? You got the money. You're just not willing to spend it on that. Right? That's what it is. I got the money, but I watch it illegal. Mira. Usted está robando, eh? No, we have the money. Certain people just not willing to pay for it. That doesn't mean that you broke. That doesn't mean that you don't want the money. But that's the same way you're thinking. It's the same way Al Haymon was thinking in clinch time. Hey, Canelo, I love you, but you ain't gonna take all this money. We just got a new deal. If we milk it and these numbers do horrible, it would do horrible. You know why it would do horrible? Because I went to the Jermell Charlo Canelo Alvarez fight. And let me tell you like this. Canelo Alvarez, gate-wise in America, is declining. Is declining, ladies and gentlemen. This is not to diss Canelo Alvarez. I love Canelo Alvarez. I went to his fight. They had the black sheet on one of the sections in one of the sections in the was it the Mandalay Bay? I think the fight was in the Mandalay Bay. It wasn't in the MGM. It was in the Mandalay Bay. They had a sheet. In the T-Mobile Arena. I'm sorry, the T-Mobile Arena. And the T-Mobile Arena, they had a black sheet. It ain't sell out. And the performance of Submar Charlo versus Jose Benavidez, it didn't clam for people to say, I would like to see Canelo Alvarez and Submar Charlo. This is a new deal. I'm not going to milk them in the first fucking fight with Canelo Alvarez. What are people saying about Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman? At least they can't make money off the rights. Maybe the Australian rights, and maybe a lot of people have bought that rights around the world, and maybe that's what y'all don't see. But for Canelo Alvarez and Submar Charlo, man, 35 million guarantee. Canelo, tenemos el dinero por te. We have the money for you and David Benavidez. Let's stop playing this. Let's stop trying to hustle each other. I gave you a Submar Charlo fight. I gave you a fight that the fans wasn't ready for, that the fans really didn't want to see. I gave you a bunch of money, bro. Let's get this David Benavidez. Let's make money. And then in your third fight, then you probably could go with Submar Charlo and do whatever you want to do in your last fight. We could actually even promote it as a finale. But you're not going to hustle me on the second fight. We can't do Submar Charlo. And then you're not even saying that you want to fight David Benavidez. You're not going to hustle me. We can't give you this type of money right now, Canelo Alvarez. It's not that we can't afford you. It's that I'm not willing to pay for it. Just like y'all not willing to pay for the pay-per-views that y'all been complaining about for years. You have become what y'all hate, and y'all don't even notice it. You have become Al Haymon, and Al Haymon has become you. So why y'all mad at Al Haymon? Why y'all mad at PBC? Because they said, nah, I'm not going to give you. I am not going to give you Submar Charlo. Maybe Al Haymon was listening. He was like Hulk Hogan listening to the boxing fan. No, we don't want Submar Charlo. 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 We want Benavidez. We want Benavidez. Oh, we want Benavidez. Hey, we want Benavidez. And Al Haymon estaba así. We want Benavidez. ¿Cómo? We want Benavidez. Okay, we want Benavidez. I'm him. We want Benavidez. I could do it. We want Benavidez. All right. Hey, Canelo, we want David Benavidez. No, I want Submar Charlo. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. You guys, And I'm talking about those that was hating PBC, those that hate Al Haymon, that was saying that Al Haymon is putting bad fights. We already know that 2023 PBC did their thing. We know that for a fact. I don't give a damn if you a hater or not. They were celebrating that Showtime left. The same, 2023 was arguably the best year, one of the most lucrative years in the history of the sport of boxing, and PBC is written all over 2023. People were celebrating that Showtime vanished because they hate Al Haymon, they hate PBC more than they love boxing. You're mad, you're happy that Canelo Alvarez is reported leaving PBC to go to Eddie Hearn Matchroom Boxing. And you know what you're celebrating? You're celebrating that you're not going to get David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez, but that's the fight that you want to see. But because it's PBC, y'all hate PBC and Al Haymon more than y'all love Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. You hate Al Haymon PBC more than you love the potential fight with David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez. And now y'all saying, well, Edgar Berlanga. See, I knew why Edgar Berlanga would be a potential opponent. It's because I know the pulse of the boxing community. Let's get some receipts. I knew this was going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, check out the date when I've dropped this video. Hold on, let me take this thing out of the way. Hold on. Let me take out of the way. I dropped this video January 31st, 2021. It's still up there. Y'all can see it. 3 years ago, I said Canelo versus David Benavidez and Edgar Berlanga is the only mega fights left for Canelo Alvarez. I did not say, of course, Haymon Munguia, because around that time, Haymon Munguia was still campaigning in 154. In 160, dabbling 154, dabbling 160. Many people said, Punch, you're crazy. Punch, you're crazy. He ain't nobody. He ain't the next. He ain't no Trinidad. He ain't no Cotto. What are you talking about, Punch? I said this 3 years ago. People were saying that I'm crazy. People saying that Edgar Berlanga is a bum. People saying that he ain't special. People saying he won't get a Canelo Alvarez fight. I said this shit 3 years ago. Who's the potential next opponent for Canelo Alvarez? Who is the next potential opponent for Canelo Alvarez? That was not the point, CCI, my brother. The point is, I know, I have a feeling of the pulse of the boxing community. Because like I said, around that time, and I said, while Edgar Berlanga is climbing up, that he got the pulse of the Puerto Rican people. Whether you like Edgar Berlanga or not, he has the pulse of the Puerto Rican people like no other fighter outside of Amanda Serrano, La Reina, the queen of boxing, the 7th Division world champion, undisputed, the one that been carrying Puerto Rican boxing. But we're talking about the male, of course. We always look at who's going to be the next to be the top dog, to be the poster boy of Puerto Rican boxing, because Puerto Rican boxing hasn't been where it's been used to, where they have been used to being in the top of boxing. And I said Edgar Berlanga is the one, because Edgar Berlanga already was doing better numbers than even the Haney's, even the TOs, even in the Hulu theaters. He was already selling out the Hulu theater without even almost being in contention. He caters to the Puerto Ricans more than any other Puerto Rican fighter. The Puerto Rican people has gravitated to Edgar Berlanga. He's from New York. He shows his Puerto Rican pride. He's in the Puerto Rican Day Parade. He show it. Ese muchacho es puertorriqueño. The backlash that Edgar Berlanga gets, he shouldn't even get backlash. The only backlash that he could get is when he was biting the neck of his fighter. But guess what? We love Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson bit the ear of Evander Holyfield, and Mike Tyson's probably the most beloved fighter in the history of the sport of boxing. But I don't want to hear, don't keep that same energy. Yo, but Edgar Berlanga bit the neck. Well, Mike Tyson bit a motherfucking ear, and we still love Mike. We still love Mike. The reason why people may hate Edgar Berlanga right now is because just as toxic. We want to see him fail. We want to see him lose. We want to see him lose. Oh, he's not like Tito Trinidad. Let me, ladies and gentlemen, early in Tito Trinidad's career, he used to get dropped all the time. Deja la pendeja, mi gente. Deja la pendeja. Edgar Berlanga, because of him catering to the Puerto Rican fan base, and the Puerto Rican fan base feel him catering to them, and they love him right back, he has put himself in position for a Canelo Alvarez fight without even becoming a champion. Because, and I said it a long time, once the Puerto Rican fan base get that energy, they support you like no other culture, no other fan base outside the Mexican, outside the UK. The Puerto Rican fan base is one of the most powerful, loyal fan base in all of boxing. And when they see a fighter that's loving, that carrying that Puerto Rican pride, the Puerto Rican flag, y dice after the fight, mira puñeta cabrón, que yo quiero al Canelo Alvarez, puñeta. That sends the heart, the vibration of the Puerto Rican fan base. Espera, yo sé lo que estoy. Dame quitar eso, espera. Dame quitar la foto. Dame quitar la foto. Boricua Nation. Óyeme, Boricua Nation. Cuando Edgar Berlanga says, mira, yo quiero Canelo Alvarez, puñeta. The whole Puerto Rico understand that language and sends that vibration and that energy. The reason why I said that Edgar Berlanga is the leading man, and there's a lot of people that don't like what I'm saying. Let me put this up right quick. Berlanga or Matias, who leads Boricua Nation? Some people want to say Matias. I say Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga is leading the Puerto Rican nation. Is leading Boricua Nation. I don't give a F what y'all say. If y'all don't say, y'all say different, it's because y'all don't understand. Matias do not cater to the Puerto Rican fan base. Matias do not come to New York City. Matias has not fought in New York City, Boston, or Philadelphia in front of the Puerto Rican fan base. So Subriel Matias, whether people like it or not, whether people want to be butthurt, but what I'm saying, I said this shit yesterday, Subriel Matias caters in his last two fights, televised fight, has catered more to the Mexicans than the Puerto Ricans. Y no me diga yo estoy hablando mentira, because let me tell you something. As much que somos Latinos unidos, everybody Latino, shout out to the Latinos. We know that the biggest rivalry in the sport of boxing, one of the biggest rivalries in the sport of boxing, is the Mexican versus Puerto Rico. How? Wave said how. We know, am I right or wrong? Or I'm just talking, or am I lying? The biggest rivalry, one of the biggest rivalry, especially Latino rivalry, is Mexico versus Puerto Rico. Am I lying? Yes or no? O estoy hablando mentira, estoy hablando de la nagla mía. Dime. How you figure? I'm going to break it down, Jay Santana. Is that the biggest rivalry in America in boxing? One of the biggest rivalries in the world. One of the biggest rivalries, Puerto Rico versus Mexico. Yes or no? David con la bandera de Puerto Rico, Bayamón, Aguadilla, Carolina, San Juan. Shout out to all my Puerto Ricans in the building. Rocky Rodriguez says, sí. Chief says, I know ready. For Latinos rivalry, yes. G Money, no. Mexican versus black says, it sells. Let's go, Submar Matias. Okay. A Puerto Rican fighter has not captivated the Submar Matias has not captivated the imagination, the emotions of the Puerto Rican people like Edgar Berlanga. Submar Matias have not performed out here. Submar Matias don't be out here in the community where there is more Puerto Ricans outside of the Puerto Rican island. He does not cater to the massive population of Puerto Rico out here in New York, Massachusetts, Philadelphia, the East Coast. Submar Matias trains in Mexico. Submar Matias comes out in Mexican songs. Submar Matias barely waves the Puerto Rican flag. He does not cater or represent Puerto Rico the way that Edgar Berlanga represents Puerto Rico. It's the reason why the Puerto Rican fan base have identified more with Edgar Berlanga than a Submar Matias, who is a champion. Am I lying? Is this like, ladies and gentlemen, y'all just started talking about Submar Matias 6 months ago. I've been to a Submar Matias fight. Go, and if y'all haven't watched it, go watch his fight on YouTube. Go watch him fight on YouTube. I'm not saying that he's not proud of being Puerto Rico. I'm saying that he does not cater. He does not cater like Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga bleeds. He say it. He's proud Puerto Rican. He speak Puerto Rican. And he won't speak Boricua from the island. He speak that New York that translate to the American Latinos and the island. We always see Edgar Berlanga going back to Puerto Rico, being with Cotto and being with Trito Trinidad. We see him. He markets that he loves it. He caters to the Puerto Rican fan base. Is the reason why he sells out the Hulu Theater, and he's not even close to being contentious to a championship fight before he was sitting at the Hulu Theater, bro. What's the celebrity? You got the Puerto Rican celebrities going around. Edgar Berlanga. Fat Joe is going to his locker room. Fat Joe ain't going to Submar Matias' locker room. I ain't never seen Submar Matias be in the flow, be out here in the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Nobody knows Submar Matias out here, bro. Let's be real. Submar Matias is now a little YouTube, a little Twitter, Instagram sensation, but he ain't out here. He in Mexico. That's just the truth. Jackie Hernandez, la reina de boxeo. What's good, Jackie? Domingo in the building. What's good? Punch, don't hate my... It's not hate. I hate when y'all say that. Why? Even Xander Zayas has captivated the imagination. I've heard more about Xander Zayas than Submar Matias in the past 3 years. And come on, why are we lying? Because I'm saying what I'm saying about Submar Matias. That's not hate. Do I hate? Hey, yo, man, I'm saying like this, bro. I've interviewed and I rock with more probably Puerto Rican fighters than even my own Dominican fighters, man. In my channel, and I'm getting criticism by my Dominican people, bro. And I know that for a fact. I've had more Puerto Ricans on my channel. I've shown more support to the Puerto Rican fighters than even my own Dominicans. So please, it's not a hate with Matias. But let's be real, bro. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. We've spoken about Xander Zayas more than Submar Matias in the past 3 years. Now, if there's this new phenomenon, is there this new hype, and there's this new train they have built for you to become a fan to Submar Matias, cool. And I said a long time ago, it's good for boxing because I know the Puerto Rican fan base, and if anybody is a fan of the sport of boxing, especially out here in the East Coast, we know that Puerto Ricans lock shit down. When it comes to boxing, the Dominicans know it. The Mexican know it from this side of the pond in terms of America. They run shit. Their support system. What did Shakur Stevenson say? He said, yo, they different. He even knows that Puerto Ricans probably come out and support him just as strong as even African American. He alluded to that, bro. He alluded to that on my channel a couple of days ago. It's this different. The Puerto Rican fan base, that little island, yo, the way that Puerto Ricans support their fighter, you would think that Puerto Rico is the size of Africa. You would think that Puerto Rico is the size of Africa the way that they support their fighters. Why you think, man, I was the number one. I was front line fighting for Amanda Serrano for her worth. And I said, hold on. He said, CCI said, for real, we have had more kids than any other. Mexicans be like, I don't want to see a top tier Mexican beat another top tier. I'd rather see them beat a black or a European. Only thing that Puerto Ricans support is sports. They don't care about anything except alcohol, sex, and weed. Why would you say that? Only thing that Puerto Ricans support is sport. They don't care about anything else except alcohol, sex, and weed. Wow. Matias will be known worldwide. Be known worldwide. You guys are funny. And will be admired by millions boxing fans. Bang bang. Okay, so why now? Why not now? He's 32 years old. He killed the man in the ring. God, you know what I'm saying? God rest his soul. Where was the hype then? Why he hasn't been? Why? Think about it. Bam Bam Boogie said Matias will be known worldwide and will be admired by million boxing fans. Why is it taking so long? You know why it's taking so long? Do you know why it's taking so long? Right? You know why it's taking so long. It's taking so long. Why do you think it's taking so long? Is he been retiring and knocking out people, making people quit for the last 4 fights? Why is it taking so long? You know why? Because he's not doing it in front of the Puerto Rican fans. Because he's not catering to the Puerto Rican fans. He would have done that shit. If his team would have put him in Madison Square Garden, Hulu Theater, Atlantic City, Massachusetts, Philadelphia. If he was doing what he's been doing on this side of the pond, man, he got New York on lock. But like I said, he doesn't cater to the Puerto Rican fans. He does not. Yeah, I think now he's talking a little bit, but he wasn't. He wasn't. Guts, get the F out of here. You bugging. I'm Boricua. Not true. Domingo Bonilla with a $2 super chat. It ain't like them comments because PBC wasn't doing their job with promoting him, but Matchroom will change that. And that's what I mean again. Once again, you blame, people like to blame PBC. That's not PBC. My brother, you know that Submar Matias was never signed to PBC. Submar Matias is signed to a promotional company. The guy is what, Puerto Rican too? What did he do? He's not signed. Submar Matias was never signed to PBC. PBC don't promote. PBC is not a promotional company. That's what I mean. And again, let's get to that. Let's get to that again, folks. I know. There's some people that even if you tell them the truth, they rather believe in what sounds good. I know there's a lot of channels out there that create these narratives. I'm here. I'm bossy, logically, and objective. Let me tell you like this, folks. I even been blackballed by PBC events. So this ain't me trying to give the PBC the benefit of the doubt because I'm a PBC fanboy. No. I've been blackballed by serving by a lot of events from PBC because of my content, what I've said about Leonard Ellaby and his nose and all that stuff. And these people got all emotional and shit about it. They don't want punch run boxing there. But anyway, it is what it is. PBC is a show. It's not a promotional company. Listen to me, folks. I know y'all don't like to hear this. I know y'all rather say PBC signed this, PBC don't do this, PBC don't promote this, out Haymon this, out Haymon that. PBC is a show. A show like Dancing with the Stars. A show like America Top Model. It's a show in which promoters like Samson Lickowitz, promoters like Matias promoter, promoters like No Limit promotion, Tim Zoo's promotional company, like Manny Pacquiao promotion and Shaw Gimmons, like Mayweather promotion, like TGB, like Lou DiBella. A bunch of promoters is under that PBC umbrella because they pay their slots. PBC is a show. Al Haymon only manages and advises several fighters. You know when they be like, hey, yo, PBC got a 200 fighters. Eso es mentira. People are basically not signed to PBC. Y'all understand? He said Mayweather promotion is PBC punch. No, it's not. Mayweather promotion is Mayweather promotion. PBC is a show. Oh my God, man. For how many years you guys are gonna turn? Man. PBC, guys, is a show. Is a show. Y'all understand that? Queso. Dímelo, mi hermano. Queso. Alright? Oh, man. PBC is a show. Come on, say it with me. PBC is a show. PBC is a show. PBC is a show. Al Haymon is a manager and an advisor. You get it? Golden Drac is there. Yo, you got it? Yo, you got it? Queso, Golden Drac is dangerous, bro. The 9,000 explode. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, gotta run. All right, my brother. Let me know if that was, I'm telling you, that's the best beer. Hey, yo, that's the best beer. That's my favorite beer. That's what I'm talking about. Peace out, my brother. Peace out. Be careful out there with that Golden Drac. You be careful out there. Your boxing needs back to golden days into entertainment. PBC is a show. Thank you, Karate Kid. Thank you, Karate Kid. PBC is a show. PBC is a show. Okay? If y'all mad at David Benavidez for moving the way that he moves, if y'all mad that Pitbull Cruz moves the way that he moves, if y'all mad the way that Frank Martin moves the way he moves, Frank Martin is signed to Man Down Promotions. Pitbull Cruz is signed to Manny Pacquiao Promotions. David Benavidez is signed. David Benavidez is signed to Samson Liquid. Fundura is signed to Samson. Tim Tszyu is signed to No Limit. You understand what I'm trying to say? Al Haymon is not the manager or advisor to a lot of these fighters. It's like when you see Boots on PBC undercard. He's not signed with Al Haymon. Boots have nothing to do with Al Haymon. Al Haymon has nothing to do with Boots. That was Cameron Duncan's guy who deals with Cameron Duncan. On God rest his soul, that who's dealing with Cameron Duncan. Al Haymon was dealing with Cameron Duncan. He said Al Haymon doesn't have 35 million for Canelo. Al Haymon doesn't want to give 35 million to Canelo to fight Charlo. It's not that he doesn't have 35 million. Do y'all know who fucking Al Haymon is again? Do y'all know who Al Haymon is to say that he doesn't have $35 million to give to Canelo? I'm gonna tell you what boxing is to Al Haymon. And this is what they don't want to tell you. Boxing to Al Haymon is his pocket money. Chump change. Boxing is chump change to Al Haymon. Al Haymon made money in the 80s with the likes of them, with the Drakes and the Jay-Z's and the Big Daddy Kanes and the Bobby Brown that went diamond, my brother. This man got money up his funky ass, bro. Dirty boxing is chump change to Al Haymon. Boxing money for Al Haymon is allowance for his kids if he had it. That's gas money, bro. Y'all don't. But I understand there's so many people, so many channels and publications that lie. You know why they could say, look, you know why they could paint all this picture about Al Haymon? Because Al Haymon no habla. You know why Al Haymon don't do interviews and talk to us? And I understand it. Remember, I was just like y'all. I was just like some of y'all. I used to say the same thing about PBC. PBC is bad for boxing. Al Haymon this and Al Haymon that. Al Haymon this and Al Haymon, because I just didn't know. I just didn't know. once you start knowing, and once you start knowing the truth, and you speak to the right people, then you start knowing what Al Haymon really is and what he does. Al Haymon already secured the bag. What bag am I talking about? Al Haymon as a manager got the Charlos living in mansions, Keith Thurman all set, Mikey Garcia all set, Danny Jacobs all set, Wilder been set, Kalen Plant set, Jamel Charles, Al Haymon as a manager, Danny Swift Garcia set. All these guys living in mansions, bro, because Al Haymon already did his job as a manager. PBC is built around the fighters that he manages and opens the slot with anybody that wants to work with our PBC. He said Al Haymon is $900 million in debt. Okay, you let me know when he went to bankruptcy. Going to bankruptcy is public records. Can you tell me when he went to bankruptcy? No other channel's going to tell you that, right? Anybody got any links for me for tell me that Al Haymon filed for bankruptcy? Al Haymon, you telling me that Al Haymon, even Donald Trump has filed for bankruptcy? When has Al Haymon filed for bankruptcy? Since he's $900 million down the hole. Ve lo que te digo, mi gente. Can anybody forward me the information right now that Al Haymon has filed for bankruptcy? Anybody, please? Can you put it in the link? Because we could talk about it too. GS, can you please send the link? You're telling me he's down almost $1 billion and he's not filing for bankruptcy? He got it like that. How many times y'all heard that? Yo, Al Haymon is $900 million in debt. What the fuck he got in his pocket? $2,000 then? That's how much he lost. So that means he lost. He's not in debt. That's how much he lost. You give me money and we lost it. We lost it. Tell me, yeah, give me the source. Give me that he lost. Now he's $900 million in debt. Come on, man. Come on. That's why I said that sometimes we gotta believe the truth, and let's stop believing in what we feel sound good to us. That's some beta shit. Stop acting like them. Stop acting like them weak people that, you know what I'm saying, they tell you that your breath smells good, but it actually stinks. You know what I'm saying? Que tú tienes grajito. Tú sabes que tú tienes grajito. There's a Mexican kid named Al Haymon. Tell him, Savage. Hooked up Leo Santa Cruz as well. Al Haymon as a manager, the best manager in boxing history. Floyd Mayweather. How Floyd Mayweather is living. How Leo Santa Cruz living. How Mikey Garcia living. How the Charlos are living. How Danny Jacob is living. How Hurt is living. How Tank is living. The only one that probably gastó su dinero en bebiendo era Adrian Broner. But Adrian Broner was the dumb one that spent all his money. What did Victor Ortiz said about Al Haymon? Basically saved his life. Ghost Guerrero, living good. How's Ugas? Wow. How all these Al Haymon fighters are living lavish. Al Haymon already did his job. See, for the people that are saying, oh, Al Haymon as a manager did his job. See, Al Haymon is a manager and advisor. He's not here for us. And when I figure that part out, then I'm not holding Al Haymon accountable. Do you know who I hold accountable? I hold Samson Liquid for not securing the Canelo Alvarez David Benavidez deal. I'll hold Lou DiBella for not Lou DiBella Eddie Hearn for not securing the Deontay Wilder versus AJ deal. Right? You blame the promoters because the promoters getting money. You guys, by saying PBC this and PBC that, you know what you're letting these guys off the hook. You're letting Samson Liquid off the hook. You letting the Manny Pacquiao promotion off the hook. You're letting Mayweather promotions off the hook. It's not a PBC thing. If Gervonta Tank Davis hasn't fought certain fighters because Mayweather promotion is not willing to sacrifice Gervonta Tank Davis as yet. Who knows more boxing, Al Haymon or Floyd Mayweather? Al Haymon just came to boxing, what was it? 13 years ago? 13, 12, maybe 15 years ago. He's not no matchmaker. He relies on people, promoters, matchmaker. They do it, and he presents them with a platform, and that's PBC. And he manages certain fighters, and so that's how he built PBC. Now the fighters that he managed, Al Haymon been on his way out 2 years ago. You know why? Because the last fighter that Al Haymon signed was several years ago. His name was Michel Rivera. Al Haymon already was on his way out. Al Haymon even secured the $200K deal for Michel Rivera. He secured what, ladies and gentlemen, why do you think Jermell Charlo fought Canelo Alvarez? I bring Canelo Alvarez, I secure my fighter with a big deal. As a manager, I already did good for Jermell Charlo. I bring in Manny Pacquiao, I secure my fighter Keith Thurman with the big deal. I bring in Bud Crawford, I secure Earl Spence with the big deal. And if I don't got the money like that, I make sure that Stephen Fulton, you go out there to Japan and get that money. Daniel Jacobs, go to the zone. Este estúpido Eddie Hearn is giving so much money. Go over there right now. Mikey Garcia, hey, $7 million to fight Jesse Vargas. You guys don't know who Al Haymon is. Al Haymon already did his job. Anybody in the chat right now, if you needed a manager, you're telling me to secure your pockets, you're not going to sign Al Haymon? I want Al Haymon as my manager. His track record speaks for itself. How many managers in boxing has their fighters living the way that Al Haymon got his fighters living? I'm talking about the fighters that he manages and advises. I'm not talking about the promoters that that advises or the other managers. I'm talking about the fighters that he signed, that he's manager and advisor. You got Earl Spence got farms and shit, buying cows. Mansion in Texas. Al Haymon's not signing no more fighters. I mean, he's been on his way out. Tanked said out his mouth, I never asked for them. When he was pressed on that live interview about fighting big names, promoters get in the way, but they work for the fighters. They share blame. Exactly. Shout out to Dr. Mofongo. The real blame goes to to the promoters and managers. So right now, hey, yo, Samson Liquid, go to the zone and get the Canelo Alvarez fight. You don't got to stay. The manager's getting el dinero de PBC. The manager is one of the, more than the fighter, el manager que también is staying with Al Haymon because ellos no tienen que pagar, mi hermano. Esa gente están quitando los dinero. It's free money. No le quieren pagar a the fighters. Ask Samson Liquid about Javier Fortuna. I don't get that Javier Fortuna ahora mismito. Let's do an interview with Javier Fortuna to see how Samson Liquid has been doing now. Good looking out, Danny Bonilla. And the 5% Al makes for doing fighters right. Come on, man. How can people be happy? Bro, Al signed Elijah Garcia. Man. He was made with the promotions, my brother. So made with the promotions. He's with Floyd. PBCs with Amazon, they get any upfront money because of Al Haymon track record and stuff like that. Come on, man. There's a lot of budget cuts going on in boxing. Hold on. My fault. Hold on. Diablo, mi gente. That's my mission. Guts said, I'm also Boricua, Mamao, born and raised, D. Shout out to Guts with a $2 super chat. He's going after who was it? Bonilla. He's going after Bonilla. Good looking out. Domingo Bonilla con the $5 super chat. Good looking out. Domingo said, Canelo wants the easy route. Al Haymon got into boxing because they were doing his brother wrong, so he decided to change the game and pay the boxers. Facts. So Al Haymon already did his job. And that's why I said, yo, it's not Al Haymon thing. I already know what he's in it for. He's not in it for boxing to be what it used to be. He's in it to manage the fighters and make sure that the fighters get paid well. And that's why the fighters that he manages kicked off. Al Haymon did his job. You want Al Haymon out the sport of boxing? Is that I don't want Al Haymon out the sport of boxing, because as a fighter and people that respect fighters, I wish that they get paid and they get compensated very, very well. I don't want to see fighters get effed up the behind. I don't want to see fighters get robbed. I don't want to see that. How many fighters have said that Al Haymon robbed them? How many fighters has ever come out and says Al Haymon robbed me? How many fighters are suing Al Haymon? How many fighters are suing Al Haymon? How many fighters express their displeasure of Al Haymon? Not counting Adrian Broner, because he had a bunch of advance money and stuff like that. Al Haymon say, now you got to pay me back. I gave you enough. You got to blame on the other promoters that signed these fighters. Fighting for bankruptcy is a power move for the rich. Nothing wrong with that. But you wouldn't know. So even if he was in depth, so what? These people don't know punch. Shout out to Domingo Bonilla with the $5 super chat. Facts. That's true. It's true what you're saying. It's true. That doesn't mean because you go bankrupt, you go broke. I understand. Domingo and the 5% Al makes doing fighters right. Shout out to Domingo Bonilla with the $5 super chat, $5 super chat, $2 super chat. Let's go. My fault. Hold on. All I'm saying is, what everybody's celebrating about? Why everybody's celebrating that Canelo Alvarez is gonna go to so everybody's happy that he's gonna fight Edgar Berlanga? Is everybody right now happy? Let me see what a poll at. Hold on, let me see what a poll at. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash that like. %40 says, "Hey PBC." Hold on. Let me read this. What are fans happy with Canelo reported PBC departure? Hey PBC, more than I love Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. 40%. Wow. 36% says not happy with Canelo running away. 19% says Canelo no chance beating Benavidez. 6% says rather see Berlanga than Benavidez. So 40% of the people feel like they hate PBC more than I love. I hate PBC more than I love Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. 40%. Y'all spoken truth. I'm glad about this post. This poll proved my point. Congratulations, Punch Drunk Boxing. Congratulations to everybody in the chat and everybody that voted. This vote proves my point. People hate PBC more than they love Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. It's disgusting, bro. This boxing community it's been a cesspool. We have a bunch of narrative fans. We have a bunch of people that's fans to certain boxing channels that don't give a damn about the sport of boxing. That just want to hustle y'all with hate. Remember what remember what's the number one thing when it's time for when it's time for you to market something. If you ever open up a business, you ever want to sell something, whether it's content, whether it's product, you got to understand your target audience. You got to understand your target audience. That's the first thing that you learn when it comes to marketing, advertising, target audience. You just don't want to spend money advertising and marketing and stuff like that. You got to understand your target audience. And this is what it is. The good YouTube channels, especially the one that hustles. I'm not saying that not everybody is trying to get there's a lot of people that love boxing, but there's a lot of channels that know how to that capitalize off the emotions, just like politicians. Just like politicians. That's why I could give credit to Canelo Alvarez, and I could critique Canelo Alvarez, and I don't give a damn if the Canelo Alvarez fan base likes it or the Canelo Alvarez haters likes it, whatever. I compromise the people on my channel, whoever follows, whoever subscribes to me, because I'm gonna keep it real. There is certain fighters that I admire, that I like more, their styles that I like more. And yes, as a human, you probably give other people the benefit of the doubt even more. But at the end of the day, I gotta call it how I see it. Randy in the building, Randy, con la bandera de República Dominicana, la música de Randy, la música de Randy. A ver qué tal la música de Randy. Randy in the building. DJ Camelo, Alex Satan, págame la música, Yankee Team. ¿Qué lo que, Randy, qué lo que? I'm a fan of boxing. PBC disappointed me a lot. Let me see another person that doesn't like PBC. I'm a fan of boxing. Let me read this. I'm a fan of boxing. PBC disappointed me a lot for too long. I love boxing. I'm not here to love a promoter or a company. Everything for boxing, not the business. I'm a fan, not a shareholder. I think that every entity in the sport of boxing, whether it's Top Rank, PBC, Matchroom Boxing, Golden Boy Promotion, I think they have their goods and they got their everybody got that moment. Not everybody in boxing has done everything perfect. All I know is that I've seen fights from PBC that I've been wanting to see. I've seen fights from Top Rank that they put together that I've been wanting to see. I've seen fights that Golden Boy Promotion has put together. I've seen fights that Matchroom has put together. I think I've seen fights where No Limit, good No Limit fight. What about Most Valuable? Jake Paul. A lot of people was critiquing Jake Paul, and I think he's doing good for the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their hit and miss. Domingo said, Al Haymon can bankrupt PBC, come back, rename and rebrand, back to business as usual. Trump went bankrupt over 5 times and still filthy rich. Shout out to the Domingo Bonilla giving you some business intellect. Shout out for the $5 super chat. God bless you, my brother. Facts. But I don't think that Al Haymon is trying to rebrand or anything like that. I think that Al Haymon, I know that Al Haymon hasn't signed a fighter ever since Michelle Rivera, and that was during the pandemic. He's on his way out. He's not going to stay. Not everybody going to stay in boxing forever. Not everybody going to be like Bob Arum. Not everybody want to be 90 years old still boxing. Remember, Al Haymon already made a whole lot of money outside of the sport of boxing. He's already a made man outside of the sport of boxing. Punch, does Canelo get more credit for best Munguia than Bud? Look, I like the fight with Canelo Alvarez and Munguia. I did a video about it. I talked about it after Munguia's fight. I said for 3 years ago that Edgar Berlanga was going to be a potential fight for Canelo Alvarez because of the fan base and the potential Mexican versus Puerto Rican. And I believe that Edgar Berlanga was going to captivate the imaginations of the Puerto Rican fan base. And look, he's in line for a Canelo Alvarez fight. He did what he had to do because the Puerto Rican fan base spoke loud and clear that they are going to back Edgar Berlanga. And that's why they signed him. That's why Eddie Hearn is very, very adamant about a fight with Canelo Alvarez. Let's not forget that even Eddie Hearn wasn't even talking like this when he had Demetrius Andre. He never pressed the Canelo Alvarez fight with Demetrius Andre like this. He's not even pressing. I don't think that Eddie Hearn really is pressing it because of Edgar's. He's pressing it because he knows the support of the Puerto Rican fan base, and that's where the money is. Al Haymon is thinking just as the people that's been frustrated with PBC. Al Haymon said basically, in reports, indirectly, paraphrasing reports and stuff like that. I'm just saying, because everybody has their the way that they breaking down these reports. All I'm saying is the way that the reports is going is telling me that Al Haymon was not willing to pay Canelo Alvarez $35 million guarantee to face Jermall Charlo. He was not ready to take that loss. He was ready to give him David Benavidez. And Canelo Alvarez was just not ready to take it. He was ready to milk it. He was not ready to take that fight. And Al Haymon said, you know what? Might as well be gone. If we still got David Benavidez, if you ever want this money fight, we'll be here. At the end of the day, Canelo Alvarez is not going to be here forever. David Benavidez may very well still be the future, still be the next. Well, we got to go through the hard route. David Benavidez has to carve his own legacy, and I'm good with that as well. Domingo Bonilla con los $5 super chatty parique. If you help people get what they want, by default, you get what you want, period. Al Haymon is doing right by those fighters. In return, he gets blessed as well. Always. And that's why he stays in position. That's why he could give you a Keith Thurman versus Tim Tszyu. That's why I could give you that. Now, another report that's been out there, good looking out the Bonilla. Another report that's been out there. Hold on, let me. Damn, man. Another report that's out there is Terrence Crawford is reportedly now a free agent. It's claimed Crawford signed a one-fight deal with Al Haymon PBC for Errol Spence, and the scheduling window for the rematch close has been expired. For how many months I've been telling y'all this? This is old news to me. I told y'all a long time ago. Haven't I told y'all a long time ago, y'all? The people that truly follows the channel. For how many times I said that Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol True Spence, that shit is voided already. But you ain't say I prefer. I'm sorry. C Gutter with the $5 super chat. What's good, C Gutter? Good looking out, man. Appreciate you. God bless you with the $5 super chat. Say I prefer the Benavidez fight, but don't mind the Berlanga fight for Munguia fight, but definitely don't want to see him and Charlo. So guess what? You're thinking just like Al Haymon. You know what? We're not paying you that type of money, Canelo. I'm sorry, man. I know that we give you a 3-fight deal, but in this 3-fight deal, come on, my brother, you got to fight Edgar Berlanga. Nah, let me fight Jermall Charlo. Give me this easy 35 mil. Nah. Al Haymon was not willing for Canelo Alvarez to milk him. At the end of the day, a guy like Al Haymon, he's not going to care. He's not going to care because he already did right by his fighters already. It is what it is. I think that Al Haymon did what you guys felt y'all was going to do. Probably not buy the pay-per-view of Canelo Alvarez and Charlo because y'all didn't want to see the fight. So Al Haymon heard y'all. Al Haymon is in YouTube right now, listening to the boxing fans saying, no, we don't want Jermall Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez. Okay, Al Haymon said no. So why y'all mad at Al Haymon? Y'all supposed to be happy. Y'all giving a pass. Y'all hate Al Haymon so much, y'all willing to give a pass to Canelo Alvarez for ducking and running and dodging David Benavidez. Those are the facts. Good looking out, C Gutter. Y'all hate Al Haymon and PBC so much, y'all are giving Canelo Alvarez a pass for running and ducking and dodging David Benavidez. And my post speaks for itself. Who's celebrating? Who's vindicated? Who's celebrating? Who is celebrating that Canelo Alvarez is now with PBC and the David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez is not going to come through fruition via reports? And he's going to go to the zone and be and do business with Eddie Hearn and get the Edgar Berlanga fight. Y'all hate PBC Al Haymon so much. This was just like, it's just like I remember when I was talking about y'all hate Demetrius Andre so much. Y'all willing to accept the John Ryder fight and say that was a good fight just because y'all want to, y'all think y'all gonna get me mad? Because some of y'all know that I support the Misandre. I always wanted to see the Misandre and Canelo Alvarez, but you would just come to me because y'all hate the Misandre and because y'all just wanted to have bragging rights. Y'all was pushing the John Ryder versus Canelo Alvarez. It's a good fight punch. I mean, it's a mandatory fight punch. It's a good fight punch. It's a good fight punch because y'all just wanted to come at me. So that's the same type of energy y'all giving PBC and Al Haymon. Y'all ain't willing to pay. Y'all broke. The same way that I was saying y'all broke because y'all don't want to pay for pay-per-view. Al Haymon acting broke because he don't want to pay for the Jamal Charlo. But now Al Haymon broke. But y'all wasn't broke when I was telling y'all I was broke because y'all don't want to pay for pay-per-view. Y'all wanted to steal pay-per-view fights. Come on, man. Y'all become what y'all hate. Some of the people in the boxing community became what y'all hate. Y'all became Al Haymon. Elvis said, Punch, how long give PBC on Amazon Prime? I know Amazon don't be throwing money like that. They're stingy. You know what I'm saying? I think with Amazon Prime, if they haven't given nothing, it's not going to be no loss. Let's see what they're going to get. Let's see what they're going to get with Thurman and Tim Tszyu. I'm ready to pay for it. Good looking out Elvis with the $5 super chat. I'm ready to pay for that fight. I'm going to pay for that fight. I can't wait for that fight. I can't wait for Thurman versus Tim Tszyu. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see fights. People are just happy that Canelo is not with PBC. So now you're going to get stuck with Edgar Berlanga versus Canelo Alvarez. Congratulations, folks. That's the celebration. Again, like I said in the beginning of the live, good looking out, Elvis. I said in the beginning of the live, if everybody's happy and a lot of people's happy, and a lot of people are celebrating, I will be celebrating with y'all. If the report says that Canelo Alvarez is leaving PBC because Al Haymon PBC did not want to guarantee the David Benavidez fight and Canelo Alvarez versus Canelo Alvarez, and Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing, has secured the Benavidez and Canelo because they're willing to pay for it and they got the money to pay for it, I will be celebrating with y'all. Is that what we're celebrating? Please tell me that's the celebration. Please tell me that's the parade going on Twitter and on YouTube. If you're telling me, if you're celebrating that Canelo Alvarez is not with leaving PBC, Al Haymon didn't want to give him the money and stuff like that, and Canelo Alvarez leaves because PBC, Al Haymon did not want to pay for the Jamal Charlo fight, what's the celebration? The celebration better be that Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing, is ready to secure David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez, Cinco de Mayo. I will be celebrating with y'all. But right now, I don't understand what y'all celebrating about because he's not with PBC. That's it. That's it. That's the celebration. And we're going to get Edgar Berlanga versus Canelo Alvarez. That's the celebration. You guys hate PBC and Al Haymon so much, y'all willing to throw the Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez fight in the garbage because y'all hate PBC and Al Haymon that much. This has nothing to do with boxing. This has nothing to do with the fight that you wanted to see. This is all about. I'm talking about the PBC and Al Haymon haters. This is all about you not being a boxing fan. You're just a fan of seeing one of the major entities in the sport of boxing potentially fail and drown for your pure entertainment. And the fights that you want to see could go down the drain with it. Just so you could come back to Twitter and YouTube and laugh about it. What type of boxing fans we have in this community? Karate Kid in the building with the $5 super chat. Was good, Karate Kid, one of the members of Punch Drunk Boxing. We don't become a member of Punch Drunk Boxing. I already know where to go. I don't know, man. Praise the Lord. Jacob Rothschild died today. Canelo got to pick someone for Cinco de Mayo. If we're celebrating, I know if we're celebrating. Rapstar Boxing Eye is the voice of the UK, London. Is that what we're celebrating about? Is this what we're celebrating about? Is this what it is? I know Rick got haters, but he deserves his flower. Is this what we're doing in boxing? Are we stopping everything in boxing to give flowers to? Hold on. Are we stopping everything in boxing to give flowers? Is that what it is? Is this what it's all about? Shout out to my brother Ricky. Shout out to my brother Rick. Shout out to brother Rick. Is that what about? Fuck David Benavidez. Fuck Canelo Alvarez. Fuck who we gonna fight next. Fuck the Cinco de Mayo. Forget about it. Is this just to say Hey guys, he said it's not gonna happen. Yay! Oh my god! Woo! Is this what we're all about here in this community? That's it? All right, he's vindicated. Shout out to Rick. He's vindicated. What's next? Edgar Berlanga versus Canelo Alvarez. You happy? You happy? He said, David fanboy. He said, this guy just hates Canelo. I think you're new to the channel, I guess. You're talking about me, Alex Lorenzo? I think you're just new to the channel then. You must be new to the channel. So I'm a Canelo Alvarez fan here. I'm just keeping it real. He said, yes, my dude. I guess you're new to the channel. Whoever calls me a Canelo hater got to be new to the channel. Are you Alex, you new to the channel? Go back, check some videos, and come back to the live. Go check some videos of me and then come right back. He said you're new to boxing. Okay. You're new to the channel. Just say yes or no. You're new to the channel. Are you new to the channel? Yes or no? I'm gonna give him. If you could answer my question, we could have a dialogue in the chat. I'm cool. I'm the biggest troll slayer out here. But you know what I'm saying? I got to give the troll a chance. You know what I'm saying? He must be new to the channel. He might not know. I've humbled a bunch of trolls before. He said, call out P. I'm asking you one question. One question. Are you new to the channel? Yes or no? I've been subbed. So how can you say I'm a Canelo Alvarez hater? So how can you say I'm a Canelo Alvarez hater if you've been a sub? Because I already called out David Benavidez. I said, David Benavidez, go carve your own legacy. It's not Canelo Alvarez's fault that David Benavidez sniffed his way out of his as a potential being a champion. It's not Canelo Alvarez that David Benavidez was overweight. It's not Canelo Alvarez's fault that Canelo Alvarez's fault became an undisputed super middleweight champion because David Benavidez was just not in his way to become it because he lost his opportunity. There's a bunch of videos of me saying that. If you was a sub, you would know that. So why would you come on the live today and say that I don't hold David Benavidez accountable? So you're new to the channel. You're lying. Because you never would have said that. Punch giving what people want. I'm a Mexican. The thing is that there's certain fan bases that just don't want to hold certain fighters accountable. Y'all want me to praise Canelo Alvarez like he ain't doing nothing wrong. Canelo Alvarez is not perfect. Canelo Alvarez, as great of a fighter that he is, Canelo Alvarez, as great of a fighter that he is, 4-division world champion, super middleweight undisputed, también Canelo Alvarez es un mal agradecido when it comes to Golden Boy promotions. No. Why you said that? Why am I saying that this is deja vu? I said it earlier in the live. This is deja vu. Canelo Alvarez, the zone was willing to pay Canelo Alvarez to fight Triple G, the trilogy, and Canelo Alvarez didn't want to fight that fight. So he started arguing, still the debate or still the departure of Golden Boy Promotions and of Golden Boy Promotions because Golden Boy Promotions secured the biggest lucrative contract in boxing history. But Canelo Alvarez was saying that he never wants to fight Triple G again. But that contract was given to Golden Boy Promotions because you will be fighting Triple G again. Or why would the zone even give Triple G that contract? Ladies and gentlemen, PBC also gave David Benavidez a 3-fight deal. Cool. If he doesn't have to fight with Alex, good, cool. I'm with that. If Canelo Alvarez doesn't have to fight for legacy, drop the belts. Drop the belts. So drop the belts. Stop holding that. Stop holding people from attaining. If you don't got to fight for legacy, drop the belts and let these guys fight for it. Let David Benavidez fight Jermaine Haymon for a belt. How about that? Oh, so you want Canelo Alvarez not to fight for legacy, but he keeps all the belts? Not making it. Let's make sense here. Cool. I'm all for it. I said it a long time ago. Canelo Alvarez, if he fights David Benavidez, is not really that big of a legacy fight. It's a hype fight. It's a big fight for the boxing fans. Man, you're not following the channel, bro. You don't follow the channel. You don't follow the channel. You do not follow the channel. So now, no, he said, laughing out loud now, what? Can David fight someone good? Yeah, he's about to go to the 175. This is you're stuck on now you being a troll. Now you being a troll. I'm about to block you. Now you being a troll. Because you're not subbed to me. You're not subbed. You're saying you a sub, but you're trolling. You're not subbed to me. You're not subbed to Punch Run Boxing. You said that Canelo Alvarez don't need to fight for legacy. If he doesn't need to fight for legacy, should Canelo Alvarez drop the belt, Alex? Let me ask you a question now. Alex, you say you just mad. You said Canelo Alvarez doesn't have to fight for legacy, so Canelo Alvarez should just drop the belts because the belts is the legacy. Should he drop the belts? Give me an answer like a hardcore boxing fan, or you're out. And David the dessert. You're not gonna answer my question, Alex. You're not gonna answer my question, Alex. Alex, answer my question. On your next reply, answer the question. Should Canelo Alvarez drop his belts since he don't have to fight for legacy? What the fuck determines these bums deserve a title shot? All right, we gotta put retarded motherfuckers on timeout. We gotta put retarded. You know that's what they did. Put user in timeout. I ain't gonna ban you. I'm gonna put you on timeout. Bow. You're on timeout. I'm gonna treat you like a child. You punish. When your time runs back in, I want you to answer my questions. We gotta put him on timeout. He's a little child. You know what I'm saying? When I got in trouble, my mama gave me pow pow. I'm giving him pow pow. I'm giving him pow pow. I ain't gonna block him. I'm just gonna put him on timeout. And when he behaves good and he start listening, then we'll see. I gotta put him on timeout. Because I don't like stupidity as well. You know, I don't got time for the stupidity. You know, agree, let's disagree, have a different perspective. He said that Canelo Alvarez should not fight for legacy. All right, so drop the belts. Easy. And do whatever you want to do. Because Canelo Alvarez is in position to do whatever he want to do. But if he's going to have some titles, he got responsibility. That's what being a champion is. You got responsibility as a champion. You just don't raise your hand and just know. Once you become a champion, you got responsibility. You got responsibility to act like the best. If we're going to call you King Nello, then you have the responsibility. If we're going to call you King Nello, so accept the criticism as a king. If you King Nello, then you have to be the king of the kingdom. And everything, every bar, every tone is set with Canelo. If you're going to be called King Nello, if you're going to be king, then you got to move like one. You got to move like one. Punch has hit. Canelo days is not as hate. It's not about fighter deserving a shot at the belt. Benavidez has been a mandatory. That means it's earned. He's earned that shot. He's earned that shot. And if Canelo Alvarez doesn't want to give that shot, Canelo Alvarez is good with or without the belts. Let's be real. Let's be honest. If he drops all the belts, we all going to see his next fight. I just want to know what's the celebration about. Are y'all happy with Canelo versus Berlanga? Are y'all happy with Edgar Berlanga versus Canelo Alvarez? Are y'all happy and celebrating that Canelo Alvarez left PBC because he was not willing to fight David Benavidez? And once PBC understood that, Al Haymon understood that, I'm not going to blow my money with something that is uncertain. And he's doing the same shit that he did years ago with Golden Boy Promotions. He's doing the same thing. When I was reading this article today, he was doing the same thing, y'all. The same thing. I'm gonna read it again if y'all just coming into the channel. Canelo Alvarez, this is Deja Vu. Canelo Alvarez right now is in a power trip. Canelo Alvarez in a power trip, and guess what? Just like the Zone and Golden Boy Promotions back then wasn't trying to deal with it, PBC wasn't trying to deal with it today. Represent of the Zone told ESPN before the lawsuit was filed that the company believed it would be getting the third chapter of Canelo versus Triple G, the trilogy, the rivalry during the Mexican Independence Day weekend in September in traditional boxing spotlight. They have fought on this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, this article was, remember when Golden Boy Promotion and Canelo Alvarez went at odds and they broke that contract, the biggest contract in boxing history. Because Canelo Alvarez did not want to face Triple G. He was very, very vocal and said he would never face Triple G. And that chapter has been closed. That he didn't know that in that deal, he was supposed to fight a Triple G fight. Triple G was the most threatening fight for Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo Alvarez was on a power trip saying he won't fight Triple G around that time. The same type of energy he's giving Al Haymon PBC. I am not going to fight David Benavidez, in which he's the major threat for Canelo Alvarez. So you know what? Let's break this contract. The same way Canelo wanted to break the contract. Canelo Alvarez is his fault. I'm going to say right here. It's Canelo Alvarez's fault because we've seen this before from him. Let me continue reading. They have fought on the weekend in the 2017-2018 with both pay-per-view events producing more than 1 million buys. For DAZN, this was going to be a tentpole event that will be key to fortifying its subscribers base. While Golden Boy and DAZN were on board with the plan, it seemed that Alvarez was either not interested, the same way he's not interested in David Benavidez, in completing the trilogy against Golovkin, or as the lawsuit states, was simply in the dark. Alvarez wants his contract to hold as it is, just like he wants the PBC contract. He wants his $35 million guaranteed, meaning he will get paid his full amount per fight, which has been a point of contentions between the parties. And he'll get to have final say on his opponents, just like he wants the final say. He wants Jermall Charlo. Al Haymon PBC saying no. Until those aspects are worked out, the sport's biggest star, who is in his prime, will likely be sidelined. He wasn't sidelined. You know, Golden Boy Promotions and Canelo, they decided to mutually part ways. The same way with PBC, Al Haymon, and Canelo Alvarez, they mutually parted ways because Canelo Alvarez at this time and at that time did not want the most threatening fight of his career. Canelo Alvarez is in a power trip. And the business is telling Canelo Alvarez, we gave you money for this fight. We gave you money for this fight. We gave you a fielding, or we gave you, what was it? We gave it. You got to give us Triple G. We gave Triple G this type of money. Why you think PBC gave a lot of what did Benavidez Sr. said on the Boxing Voice? He said that Benavidez is getting way more money fighting other people than Canelo Alvarez. Why you think PBC gave PBC in the same year gave David Benavidez the 3-fight deal? In the same year, they gave Canelo Alvarez a 3-fight deal. Why the fuck you think PBC is going to give that type of money to David Benavidez? Because they believe that they will get a Canelo Alvarez fight if they could secure a 3-fight deal with Canelo Alvarez. The same way the Zone gave a 3-fight deal to Triple G, that lucrative deal with Triple G that Triple G milked, because they believe that Canelo Alvarez was going to give them that fight, and he got a big deal. Now PBC is stuck with a big deal with David Benavidez, like the Zone was stuck with a big deal with Triple G. and they part ways with Canelo Alvarez. I just seen a video with Benavidez in it, and he looks kind of big. Jackie Hernandez. So again, in my opinion, let me see what the post say. 37 now is why are fans happy with Canelo reported PBC departure? Hate PBC more than I love Canelo versus David Benavidez, 37%. Not happy with Canelo running away, 38%. Rapstar Boxing Knowledge said, now I'm hearing that PBC is broke and no money, even for Benavidez guarantee for Canelo. What is true and what is false? The truth is, the truth is that everybody, like I said before, my brother Rapstar, everybody, every entity, power entity could afford Canelo versus David Benavidez. Everybody that got money is ready to pay for it. Just like who? Don't you think any promoter was ready for Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao? All the investors are ready. Whoever is signed to these guys is ready to give that type of money. The business entails for everybody to already have that type of money. They had the guarantee for Canelo Alvarez to fight David Benavidez. You think they don't got the guarantee to fight? You think they got money to give Canelo with Charlo, but they don't got the money to give the same type of money with David Benavidez? Punch do full damage control, bro. Keep it real. PBC is broke. Amazon is backing them, just like ESPN is backing Top Rank, just like the Zone is backing the Zone. I mean, the Zone is backing Matchroom and Golden Boy, just like Amazon and Showtime backing PBC. Same shit. Punch on full damage control. I'm good. I mean, I'm good. If y'all think that, if y'all think that Al Haymon is broke and he's going to bankruptcy, I mean, give me the fucking information. Let me know. Let's work with something. Let's work with facts here, guys. If he's broke, give me bankruptcy. If he's $900 million in the hole, give me some reports. Give me that Al Haymon is in a shelter. Give me that PBC is done. Give me that PBC, the company, is in bankruptcy. How about that? Forget about, let's say the PBC is in bankruptcy. Can anybody forward me some information? Come on, because I'm not going to be out here and talk some real shit with y'all, and y'all going to give me some whack ass bullshit about, well, this happened. Well, what do you think about this? They don't got no money. They don't got no money. I mean, they're getting Tim Tszyu and Thurman. I mean, they signed Canelo Alvarez, but what you think they signed Canelo Alvarez for? To do whatever the fuck he want to do? Not even the Zone did that. Not even the Zone did that. As much as Canelo Alvarez did not want to face Triple G, it came back around. If you want this money, Canelo Alvarez, all right, you might not split it with Golden Boy Promotions, but you gonna promise us this Triple G trilogy. Did he fought the Triple G trilogy? Yes, he did, man. Yes, he did. Internet says his net worth is 2024 is 15 mil. The facts, Benavidez fight didn't happen because they wanted a bigger piece of the pie. Why wouldn't PBC say Canelo for Benavidez for May and hope for rematch for September? Al Haymon don't talk. Al Haymon don't talk. But I'm going to tell you like this. They signed Canelo Alvarez because there's a potential fight with David Benavidez. Don't y'all think? Or you think they just signing these guys and not wanting to fight? You think that Manny Pacquiao, they gave a 3-fight deal to Manny Pacquiao because there was not going to be a potential Keith Thurman, a potential Errol Spence or Keith Thurman fight? You think they just signing guys just to give money? You think they signed Crawford because they don't want him to fight Errol Spence or Keith Thurman? You guys are, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think that, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean, that the hate has gone so much up a lot of people's head that, Y'all think that Al Haymon was going to just bring in Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez brought... Host, burn his bridges. Has Al burned his bridges? I'm not blaming PBC, but I'm blaming Team Benavidez. Yeah. What about Team Benavidez? I blame Samson Lickowitz. He's the one that's supposed to deliver David Benavidez. He's a promoter. David Benavidez is signed to Samson Lickowitz. He's a promoter. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people like to put the blame and putting the blame on Al Haymon and PBC. I'm not saying that he doesn't get blamed just like every other big entity. Of course, there's hits and misses. There's hits and misses. Everybody. Hits and misses. Matchroom couldn't deliver Conor Ben versus Eubank. Matchroom PBC Al Haymon couldn't deliver Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. ESPN, Top Rank and Matchroom Boxing couldn't deliver Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Certain fights that has not been delivered. I think they signed a 3-fight deal to have a build-up fight around the big name. Signing Canelo should bring more money all year with other potential fights for Canelo. If it's a 3-fight deal, man, I think they really want it. This look, if you look at where everything was lined up, Benavidez and Canelo was lined up for Cinco de Mayo. And I know that for a fact. Whether they was going to be on the zone, whatever they was going to be on Showtime, it was lined up. It was lined up. It was set for Cinco de Mayo. Benavidez and Canelo. Canelo Alvarez is trying to milk the contract. That's what he's trying to do. And you know what? PBC wasn't going for it. PBC wasn't going for the milking. They was not ready to put a $35 million guarantee plus whatever comes after that with a Jamar Charlo. And guess what? Al Haymon did what everybody else wanted him to do. Y'all didn't want to see Jamar Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. Am I right? Should I do a poll on that? Who wanted to see Jamar Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez next? Who? Anybody? Give me a yes or no. Or y'all want me to do a poll on that one too. Who wanted to see Jamar Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez next? Give me a yes or no. Who wanted to see Jamar Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez next? Let me see if Al Haymon was in the right or in the wrong. Javier said no. Not me. Steven said not me. Karate Cat said no. Tower said hell nah. Philip said no. Andy said none. So nobody would have seen that. Nobody would have seen that next. Mark Call said I do. Nunca, dijo Andy. I buy all Canelo fights. If that's what you want to see next to Urge. Savage said no. Guys, don't try to like be that smart ass. I know what Punch want me to say, so I'm gonna give him another answer. Come on, man. We're grown men out here. We're grown people out here, bro. Don't try to answer something different because you just want to be the. I'm not gonna say no because Punch Drunk want me. I know what he wants people to say. Get the fuck out of here. You're lying. No, vete de aquí, vete de aquí. Vete de aquí. Canelo can fight whoever he wants and earn the David offers. Nothing for Canelo. Así mimito, pollo. No, así mimito. Ya, no, yo no quiero jugar con gente hoy. No juegues conmigo. I don't play with you. Pons, do you believe? Pons, do you believe Canelo have a target becoming undisputed at 168? Benavidez did not get stripped. I think Canelo Alvarez, I don't know. I think Canelo Alvarez ain't scared of nobody. I just think that he's trying to milk the business. That's it. He got a 3-fight deal. He tried to milk it. He's not like Manny Pacquiao that said, fuck it. I'm already got to sign a 3-fight deal. I'll fight Thurman in my second fight. And I'm ready to fight Earl Spence in my third. That's the deal. Just like if Canelo Alvarez get a 1-fight deal with PBC, they gave him Caleb Plant. Just like they gave a 1-fight deal to Bud Crawford, I'm gonna give you Earl Spence. Just like if there's a 3-fight deal, you think that 3-fight deal didn't have no David Benavidez written all over it? Come on, man. We got to be smarter than that. Even when they announced the 3-fight deal, every channel was making a prediction on who's going to be the 3 names. Everybody made a prediction who's going to be the 3 names, right? When they announced that Canelo Alvarez signed a 3-fight deal with PBC, every single channel had David Benavidez in one of the 3-fight in one of those fights. That's gonna in one of those fights they had David Benavidez in it, right? Guess what PBC did too, and maybe PBC was not waiting for the 3rd fight. Nah, we want it now, and now we got the Amazon Prime. We want this fight now. David Benavidez is lined up for Cinco de Mayo. You lined up for Cinco de Mayo. Let's go. Let's make the fight. Canelo milking it, boxing like a cow in Mexico. Yeah, he was trying to milk it. I think that Al Haymon said, you know what, man, I ain't going to do it. So go ahead. If you want the David Benavidez, you'll be back. I keep saying it, but Canelo and Benavidez can embarrass each other in any given night. Canelo might show he's too skillful, and David might show he's too much of a Mexican monster. But yeah, man, that's my take, man. That's my take. When it comes to Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez, I feel like Canelo Alvarez is on a power trip. I think that Canelo Alvarez has run from David Benavidez. Now he's going to go out there and milk Eddie Hearn. I mean, look, promoters milk fighters. Canelo Alvarez is in a position where he's going to milk these promoters, and he feels like none of these fighters are going to give him legacy anyway. He doesn't lose anything, to be honest. You know, he Epic C Magic said revoke his green card till further. He said revoke his green card till further notice, man. Diablo to de malo, Epic C Magic. Oh man. So yeah, man, that's how I say it. The Canelo Alvarez is going to milk Eddie Hearn. You know, get the Edgar Berlanga. Haymon Munguia fight is still, I think the Haymon Munguia, I think both of these fights are good money fights. You know, I think the people are going to support that fight. The Mexican and Puerto Rican fans are going to support it. The Mexican fan are going to support the Haymon Munguia. And you know what? And maybe he'll come later on and do that fight with David Benavidez when he wants to. Maybe, if he wants. I mean, none of these guys are going to enhance his legacy. So in the end of the day, beating Haymon Munguia in the record books or whatever is just like beating Edgar Berlanga and just like beating David Benavidez. Those are the facts. None of these guys are going to enhance his legacy. Haymon Munguia, look, Haymon Munguia, in closing, Haymon Munguia, David Benavidez, Edgar Berlanga, Jermall Charlo, Demetrius Andre, all of them, put them all together, and in terms of hardware, they all haven't accomplished what Canelo Alvarez have accomplished. You put them all together, all what they have accomplished, they haven't accomplished what Canelo Alvarez have accomplished. Canelo Alvarez have nothing to prove. Those are the facts. He doesn't have anything to prove, and none of Berlanga, Benavidez, or Haymon Munguia could enhance his legacy. He's here to milk the business, and that's what he did. He could have milked Al Haymon with the Jermall Charlo. Let me go to Eddie Hearn, and let me get money out of him. That's what's going to happen. It is what it is. D-Wiz said Punchnello might want that Saudi money for the David Benavidez. Maybe. We're going to see. Rick said it's either Berlanga or Munguia. I heard it's going to be Munguia. Who is the next fight for Canelo? Yeah, I said that as well. I said that as well. I said Munguia could be the next fight. I guess only one person got the brains around here, but shout out to Rick. You know what I'm saying? He has his what you call it, vindication parade. What's next? That's what we in it for boxing. Anyway, man. Next live tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Love y'all. God bless, and on to the next. I'm out.